Hey guys, Wiki here with another CSR2 video. In this video, we'll be talking about the latest event to come to CSR2, the Miami Vice Flash event, and whether you should do it, or maybe give it a skip. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now for the uninitiated, a Flash event is a 30 race series. For races 1, 2, and 3, you get to try the car for free. But for races 4 until 30, you have to buy the car, upgrade it as much as possible in order to beat the event. But note that beating the event is typically very unlikely unless you invest a lot of money, because by the time you reach race 24 or 25, in that ballpark, the difficulty of the races starts spiking exponentially, and as a result, you're basically forced to either invest a lot of money in the car to get it upgraded enough, or just give up completely, which typically a lot of people will do, and I have given up in Flash events in the past because I didn't want to invest in the car. So, all in all, should you do this event? From my perspective, no. First of all, the car is paid, because a paid car typically costs about $20, and that's a big turnoff for me, even though it is really pretty, and I have to admit that. Secondly, there is no 10 gold keys prize in this event, which could be a plus if you were to look at it from a different perspective, because the prize for hitting race 30 is a race filter. And in case you don't know what a race filter is, it's just like during the Halloween event where it turns your screen all greenish and grainy, or during the Back to the Future events, if you remember those. Because those also had an effect on your screen. So as a result, this is something like that, which it turns your screen to basically an 80s show like Miami's Vice. And as a result, it's a prize for this event. Oh, now, should you do the event if that's what you care about? Again, I would say no, because doing all that, because you have to pay for the car, pay for more for it to be upgraded enough to be the event, all that just to make your screen look a bit different, I don't think it's very worth it, because it's just a visual thing. It's not going to make your car shift any quicker, not going to make your car run any faster. It's just for looks. And as a result, I don't think it's worth $20 plus however much more that you invest in the car to get it complete. And secondly, and more importantly, there is a Ferrari themed event coming around the corner. It's coming in April, I believe, and has a lot of Ferrari cars, including a prize car, which this event does not have because it's a Flash event. As a result, if you care more about getting a prize car at the end of it, don't do this event, even though it's quite tempting. And one thing I want to tack on is that this car could be a good life racer because it's based on the 512 TR. It's the predecessor of that car, and the 512 TR turned out to be a good life racer. Nevertheless, that Ferrari event that I just brought up is going to basically outshine this by a mile, because there are a lot of different Ferraris that you have to upgrade during that event, as well as another Flash event, which I think it's more worth it versus this, because that car actually is going to be locked in the finale, unlike this, because if you remember the Back to the Future events, those cars were just used in those events and never got any use outside of them. Just like this, it's a themed event, it's just going to be used in this event, and after that, it's just going to basically serve no purpose unless you use it for live racing, which I can see some merit for that. But besides that, this car doesn't serve any purpose other than to waste your resources before that event comes around. So as a result, if you really like Miami Vice, you're a huge fan of the show, by all means, get the car and do it. I don't see anything wrong with that. But if you care about the upcoming Ferrari event and the cars that you have to upgrade after that, because there are a lot of Ferrari cars, about, I would say, 5 that you need to upgrade to get the event completely done. So if you care about the event more, give this Miami Vice Flash event a skip and focus on that event instead, because that event is around the corner. It's due to arrive in April from what I've seen, and as a result, it's where your Ferrari part should go, because that one also has a prize car again, which this event does not have. And that basically wraps up my thoughts on this Miami Vice Flash event. To summarize everything in a nutshell, you shouldn't do it because there is a Ferrari event around the corner, and that Ferrari event is more in-depth with more lock-ins, more Ferrari cars basically, and has a prize card at the end of it. So all things said, this event to me is worth a skip, because at the end of it, all you get is an 80s race filter, which doesn't really change how you drive your car, how you shift your car. It's just a visual difference. As a result, I would say skip this event, save your Ferrari parts for the Ferrari themed event. And with that said, thank you so much for listening to my video. If you like this kind of content, do leave a like, a comment, or maybe subscribe to my channel, because all these help my channel grow and fare against YouTube's algorithm. With that said, thank you so much for watching. Take very good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in my next video.